Welcome to Mystic Musings with Tobie Hewitt. I'm Tobie Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 25 of Mystic Musings with Tobie Hewitt. This week, we will look at the new year as we continue our mystic journey. As we come to the close of this long and varied and somewhat arduous year, I feel as though the universe is gathering us close, knowing that despite appearances, we accepted this selection of classes as the most expedient way to get to the next level of awareness, the fleeting epiphanies we have spun out of filaments as fine as that of a spider's weaving. Our lives are a tapestry that is constructed of tears and smiles, stars and scars, sinking deep and lifting up. As I did last week, I think it is expedient for me to share parts of my written blog here so that we can all be edified by the words of Spirit. I am gratified that I can entwine my musings with the input from those whose wisdom is far deeper than mine, because theirs is a wider view of our reality. Walter Scott said, "What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive." We have been entangled in a web that was created by the simple act of apathy, by allowing those whose interests are for self and self alone to inflict this lack of ethos and pathos, and by doing so besmirch our country. The deceptions that have been foisted on us are too many to count in a short podcast episode, but the most important ones need mention and attention. We are not different from each other. We are diverse. We each bring a unique dish to pass at the table of our humanity. But we are not different. We each carry that spark of spirit that unites us within the greater oneness. We are not separate from the earth. We are an integral part of this planet, and we are here to protect it and nurture it, that we may all, in turn, be nurtured by it. We are not granted certain privileges of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are unalienable rights given to us by the creative spirit, not the men and women who seek not our welfare, but their own. We have made poor decisions this past year as to whom we entrust our well-being. Those who seek to divide us, pollute the planet that sustains our lives, and withhold from us our rights need to be shown that the truth is a better foundation from which to lead than the web of deceit that they have created. In this, it is time to cut ourselves from this web, and through a benevolence of spirit, demonstrate a more solid path built on peace, healing, light, and love. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." In this, we must first give up fear. Fear keeps us from being all that we can be. Fear freezes us into a stupor of inactivity and lack of will. When we give into fear, we relinquish our ability to nurture ourselves and others. When we live in the state of fear, we live narrow lives full of futility and darkness. When we live in fear, we cower in corners waiting for the next onslaught of actions, the intentions of which is to keep us in those dark corners rather than facing the healing sun and taking on the enemy with courage and conviction of truth. As beings of eternal light, we need to take the reins of our lives and break through this wall of fear that has been created in order to control us. Full of hope and the potential for positive change, we can overcome the darkness and return to living the lives we are meant to live. We need to acknowledge who we are in the greater, larger universe and live our lives in creative peace and love. We need to love our neighbor as we wish to be loved, with reverence, respect, and kindness. We need to remember that we are spirits having a physical experience and treat our bodies as the sacred vessels that they are, and nourish our spirits through mindful pursuits. We need to know and fully acknowledge that we are part of a great and wonderful experience, that we are put here to serve each other, that in that grace we become better reflections of the creative spirit who created us in and through the energy of love. Next week, please join me for episode 26, when we will look at the coexistence of multiple realities as we continue our mystic journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, tobiehewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.